Finally, a personal note. After 18 years, this is my final Fox News Sunday. It is the last time, and I say this with real sadness, we will meet like this.
Minutes ago, in a shocking turn of events, Chris Wallace left Fox News, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. This week added more intrigue, as Tucker Carlson's Moscow journey turned into a one-sided dialogue with Putin, overshadowing the network's ongoing turmoil. What pushed him to abandon his long-standing position at such a crucial time? Let us dive deep into the secrets behind his dramatic departure. The shifting sands of Fox News. Putin took over and talked for more than 2 hours straight. Tucker, looking excited, barely managed to get in a few questions. At one point, he asked Putin about the deep state in Washington to hear his thoughts. As the room fell silent, Putin leaned forward and whispered, "Mr. Carlson, I know secrets about the deep state that could shake its foundations." Meanwhile, Chris Wallace, a well-known TV journalist famous for his sharp, unbiased interviews, shocked everyone by leaving Fox News. After 18 years at the network, this decision raised many questions. As the son of Mike Wallace from 60 Minutes, he had earned a strong reputation in political journalism. His sudden exit in December 2021 caused a lot of speculation. Only recently have we learned more about why he made this choice, and it all ties back to the chaotic events of the 2020 election. In the fall of 2020, as the leaves began to turn, he faced a difficult situation. For almost 20 years, he had been a key figure at Fox News, known for asking tough questions and sticking to the facts. He saw the network as a place where he could challenge those in power and get to the truth. But things started to change once the presidential election results were announced. He sensed a shift in the air, and it made him question his place at the network. In the days following the election, as the nation held its breath with the votes still being counted, he noticed that Fox News coverage was changing. The network, which had balanced news with conservative opinion, was leaning more heavily into opinion-based shows. Segments that used to focus on facts began to give more attention to unverified claims of election fraud. For him, a true journalist at heart, this shift was troubling. He became increasingly uncomfortable watching his colleagues give airtime to these baseless claims. But this wasn't the worst part. What bothered him even more was seeing how quickly the line between fact and opinion was fading. In the heart of American politics, worries about fake votes and shaky voting machines started to make noise. The very foundation of how America decides its leaders, the honest voting process, was getting a lot of attention from the media place he had worked for many years. As fall turned into winter, he felt more and more uneasy. The chaos of January 6th, 2021, when a crowd forcefully got into the U.S. Capitol, really made him think. He realized the broadcasting place he had been with for nearly 20 years had changed a lot. In a deep talk with the New York Times, he shared openly why he decided to leave Fox News after being there a long time. He said he was okay with hearing different political views, whether they were conservative or liberal. But what he couldn't stand was the denial of obvious truths, like who really won the 2020 election or what really happened on January 6th. He felt these denials were too much, and it made staying there impossible for him. After the wild election, he found his job at Fox News getting tougher. The channel's stuff, which used to mix news and opinions well, started leaning more towards just opinions. Known for his strong interviews and sticking to the facts, he noticed the small yet important shifts. At first, it was just a bit more opinion stuff and less clear news. He faced a big shift, ready for the challenges ahead. Journalism's battle for truth. As more time went by, it was clear something big had changed. The evening shows, which used to offer news and thoughts together, were now mostly about stirring up trouble rather than sharing news. His worry hit a high point when Tucker Carlson's Patriot Purge series came out on Fox Nation, the channel's streaming service. The series painted a risky story of the January 6th Capitol riot, which he saw as not just wrong, but as a move into dangerous false stories that could make the country's divide even worse. Bothered by these changes, he didn't just stay quiet. He talked to the bosses at Fox News, trying to fix the worrying direction that was hurting the channel's trust and maybe even the country's unity. His efforts showed his strong commitment to true journalism, even as the channel started favoring exciting stories over real news. This was a big moment for him, marking his time's end at the channel. Talking about the future of the network was never easy. He found himself torn between his loyalty to the place he'd worked for nearly 20 years and his commitment to honest reporting. His wife, Lorraine, became his closest confidant during these tough times, always ready to listen and offer advice. Their evening walks around their Washington, D.C. neighborhood became the moments when they discussed his future, with Lorraine giving him both emotional support and practical ideas. Her own background in media and experience as a cookbook author gave her a unique perspective on the problems he was facing. As the disagreements with the network over their show choices got worse, he began to feel more and more isolated. People he once thought were his friends started siding with the network's new direction, leaving him feeling like he was shouting into the wind with no one hearing him. But things really hit a breaking point when he realized the network was using his name to shield itself from criticism. Whenever Fox News was called out for airing controversial shows, they would point to him as proof of their commitment to fair journalism. This wasn't the worst part, though. By the fall of 2021, the arguments about the shows weren't just about work anymore. They had become personal. He found himself at a crossroads, unsure of how much longer he could stay in a place that no longer reflected his values. Chris had decided to leave Fox News, a choice that sent shockwaves through the media world. This decision came after months of deep thinking and reflection. He was headed to CNN, a network that promised him the chance to do the kind of honest, in-depth journalism he always wanted. But it wasn't going to be easy. Moving to this new environment came with its own set of challenges. He was now taking on a new role at CNN+, the network's brand new streaming service. This move marked his step into the future of digital news, something that both excited and scared him a little. As he set up his new office, he filled it with items from his long career, each one reminding him of the journey he had been on. While placing each piece, he thought about what was to come. The mix of new technology, new expectations, and new audiences felt overwhelming, but it also gave him a sense of excitement. He felt a mix of nerves and excitement as he thought about the potential of this new platform and the difference he hoped to make. The digital world was huge and full of unknowns, and he was just beginning to find his way through it, full of both opportunities and challenges. He stepped into a new world, ready for what was coming. Navigating the unpredictable waters of broadcast news. When he joined CNN, he quickly got used to the network's environment. He spent time with his co-workers, learning the ropes and adjusting to a different way of working in the newsroom. He felt energized as he started working on his new show, Who's Talking to Chris Wallace. This show gave him the chance to have deep conversations with a variety of guests, going beyond the usual short news stories. But things in the media world were changing in unexpected ways. Just as he was settling into his new role, CNN Plus faced big challenges. The service shut down shortly after launching, which showed how unpredictable the media industry had become. However, he didn't let this setback get to him. He smoothly made the switch to HBO Max and secured a spot on CNN's Sunday night lineup. During these shifts, he spent a lot of time reflecting on where broadcast journalism was heading. He saw how news channels were becoming more divided and how many people were turning to social media as their main source of news. This change impacted how news was shared and consumed, making the landscape more complicated and harder to navigate. Even though this was happening, he stayed committed to providing thoughtful and well-researched interviews, hoping to bring clarity in a fast-changing media world. But that wasn't the biggest challenge he faced. As he observed the growing divide in the media, he realized how important it was to keep delivering balanced and insightful discussions. The rise of quick, sometimes shallow content on social media made his mission to offer deeper conversations even more essential. Despite the hurdles, he remained focused on his work. He knew that quality journalism still had its place, even if the landscape was becoming more difficult to predict. His interviews continued to dig into the important issues of the day, aiming to offer a more complete understanding of the topics people cared about most. But even with this steady focus, the world of news kept shifting. The more he reflected on the changes around him, the more he realized how much the media industry would need to evolve to stay relevant in the years ahead. His move to CNN wasn't just another step in his career, it was a key moment in his ongoing journey in journalism. This change brought excitement and determination, but also highlighted the challenges and new trends in the media world. As he looked ahead, he was filled with both hope and a strong drive to keep doing his best work. Throughout this time, his wife, Lorraine, played a big role in his life. Married for over 20 years, Lorraine was much more than just a supportive spouse. With her experience in the entertainment world and success as a cookbook author, she had a unique understanding of the fast-moving world he worked in. One of her special contributions to their family life was her Soup Sundays. Every week, the family would come together, share a meal, and catch up on their lives. This weekly tradition showed how important family was to them, bringing everyone closer and reminding them of the value of staying connected. They weren't just a family. They were a tight-knit group that had learned to grow stronger together through ups and downs. His children from his previous marriage, Peter, Megan, Andrew, and Catherine, had each grown into their own paths, adding to the family's story with their unique experiences. Every Sunday gathering was a chance to share these stories, building even stronger connections as the weeks went by. Family support kept him steady as he faced big changes. A tragic tale. The family's shared wisdom and support helped him face new challenges at work, and his personal and professional worlds often intersected in ways that inspired him to keep pushing forward. Lorraine's children, Sarah and Ramik, from her previous marriage, became a big part of the family's everyday routine. As he faced the challenges of his new job, his family stood by him, always ready to offer their support. Their usual Sunday dinners became lively discussions, where Sarah and Remick, now grown with careers of their own, shared helpful advice and different perspectives that guided him through his tough decisions. The home in Washington, D.C. became more than just a place for family gatherings. It was always full of life and activity, much more than just typical family interactions. The house also became a space for casual get-togethers with his colleagues and friends. These gatherings often mixed personal and work-related talks, creating a lively atmosphere where family and work blended smoothly. The result was a sense of community and teamwork among everyone who spent time there. But this wasn't even the busiest part. As more people joined these gatherings, the energy and conversations kept growing, making the home a true hub of connection. He, a well-known journalist in America, surprised many when he left Fox News in December 2021. After working there for nearly 20 years, his sudden departure raised questions about why he made such a big move. In the months following, he explained in several interviews that he had grown uncomfortable with how Fox News was covering controversial topics like the 2020 U.S. presidential election and the January 6th Capitol riot. His decision to leave for CNN shows a bigger shift happening in the media and highlights the tough choices journalists sometimes face when their professional values clash with the direction of the company. To understand why Chris Wallace left Fox News, it's important to know what his role there was like over the years. He joined Fox News in 2003 after working at major news networks like NBC and ABC. At Fox, he became the host of Fox News Sunday, a well-respected political interview show. Wallace was known for asking tough, direct questions to important political figures, regardless of their party. He interviewed presidents, world leaders, and other influential people. One of his most memorable moments was moderating the 2020 presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. His skill in handling such high-pressure situations earned him respect both inside Fox and in the wider media world. But his time at Fox wasn't always smooth. Things started to change for him, especially after the 2020 election. But that wasn't the worst part. After the 2020 election, he noticed a change in how Fox News handled political issues. Fox had always been seen as a network with conservative views, but he had managed to maintain a space where he could practice fair and balanced journalism. He continued asking tough questions, no matter which party was in the spotlight. However, as the election ended and claims of voter fraud and conspiracy gained attention, Fox began to focus more on these controversial topics. He was uncomfortable with how the network covered the election and the January 6th riot. He was particularly troubled by Fox's support of the false idea that the election had been stolen from Donald Trump, and how the Capitol riot was sometimes portrayed as a justified response rather than a violent act. For him, these changes crossed a line. Facing threats to his values, he was pushed to make a big decision. The real reasons for a news anchor's exit. He mentioned one moment that pushed him to leave. Tucker Carlson, a popular host at Fox, released a documentary called Patriot Purge. The film suggested that the January 6th riot was part of a larger conspiracy to harm conservatives. He found this deeply unsettling. He expressed his concerns to Fox executives, but they didn't take his concerns seriously, and the network continued with similar content. He wasn't the only one to notice these changes, but it was becoming clear that he couldn't stay at Fox any longer. Yet, this was just one part of the challenge he faced. In interviews after leaving Fox, he often described the environment at the network as unsustainable. He explained that while he could handle opinion-based shows, he drew the line when opinions were treated as facts. Fox's growing tendency to blur that line, especially when it came to questioning the results of the 2020 election and promoting conspiracy theories about January 6, made it impossible for him to continue working there. He had enjoyed a level of independence at Fox for many years. He had the freedom to ask difficult questions and invite guests without interference. But as the network shifted toward more partisan content, this independence became harder to maintain. The difference between news and opinion was no longer clear, and he knew he had to make a change. Some critics felt that he should have left Fox sooner, as they believed the network had been heading in this direction for years. However, he stood by his decision, saying that while Fox had always leaned conservative, it used to follow certain journalistic standards. Those standards, he felt, had greatly deteriorated after the 2020 election. When he left Fox for CNN, it was a significant move. CNN, often seen as a liberal network, seemed like an unusual choice for someone who had worked at conservative-leaning outlets for much of his career. But he explained that his move was not about politics. Instead, he wanted a place where he could continue his nonpartisan, fact-based journalism. At CNN+, he launched a new show called Who's Talking to Chris Wallace. In this show, he interviews a wide range of public figures, not just politicians, but also cultural and social leaders. He felt this move gave him a chance to step away from the constant focus on politics and explore other important topics. His new show reflects his desire to move away from the toxic atmosphere of political news and focus on broader, more meaningful conversations. It marked a fresh start for him, allowing him to continue asking tough questions, but in a new and more varied context. Chris Wallace's decision to leave Fox News speaks to a larger problem in today's media. As news organizations become more divided along political lines, journalists often face tough choices between staying true to their professional ethics and meeting the demands of their employers. His departure highlights the challenges many journalists face in an industry where facts and opinions are increasingly mixed together. His move also raises concerns about the future of Fox News. As the network continues to focus on opinion-driven content, Some worry it might lose viewers who value objective news. This change doesn't just affect Fox, but also reflects a bigger issue in the media world, where maintaining a balance between news and opinion is becoming harder.
What does it take for a young journalist to rise through the ranks of conservative media? He made his mark in the 1990s as a writer for conservative publications like the Weekly Standard and transitioned to television as a commentator for CNN from 2000 to 2005, co-hosting the debate program Crossfire, known for its confrontational style. In 2005, Carlson joined MSNBC, where he hosted Tucker until 2008. His tenure there blended traditional conservative commentary with a more sensationalist approach. In 2010, he co-founded The Daily Caller, a right-wing news and opinion website aimed at countering mainstream media narratives. Carlson's career reached new heights in 2009 when he became a contributor to Fox News, quickly becoming a familiar face on the network. His provocative commentary and confrontational interview style resonated with Fox's conservative audience. In 2016, he launched Tucker Carlson Tonight, occupying the coveted 8 p.m. time slot previously held by Bill O'Reilly. The show became one of cable news' highest-rated programs, with Carlson's monologues and interviews shaping conservative discourse. Known for tackling controversial topics from a far-right perspective, Carlson's show often featured one-on-one interviews discussing current events while promoting nationalism and skepticism towards immigration policies. Despite its success, the program was not without controversy, facing advertiser boycotts and criticism for promoting conspiracy theories and making inflammatory remarks about various groups. Carlson's tenure at Fox News appeared secure until April 2023, when the network announced his sudden departure. This announcement followed Fox's settlement of a $787.5 million defamation lawsuit with Dominion Voting Systems, which had exposed internal communications questioning the network's handling of false claims regarding the 2020 election. What explosive revelations surrounded Carlson's abrupt exit from Fox News, shaking the foundations of conservative media? While the specific reasons for Carlson's exit were not publicly disclosed, reports suggested that his inflammatory rhetoric and the revelations from the Dominion lawsuit may have contributed to his departure. Some messages reportedly contained offensive language and expressed disdain for Fox News management. Carlson's time at Fox News was marked by high ratings, influential commentary, and numerous controversies. His departure represented a significant shift in the conservative media landscape, given his status as one of the most prominent voices in right-wing television. Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly dominated cable news for years, but behind the scenes, scandals were brewing. What led to the downfall of one of Fox's biggest stars? Bill O'Reilly, a central figure in American conservative media, joined Fox News in 1996, hosting The O'Reilly Factor, which became the highest-rated cable news show for 16 years. His assertive interviewing style and populist themes resonated with audiences, blending news with opinion on a range of controversial topics. O'Reilly was known for his catchphrases like, "The spin stops here," and his "no spin zone," while also achieving success through best-selling books and speaking tours. However, O'Reilly's tenure was marred by serious controversies, primarily allegations of sexual harassment. In April 2017, The New York Times reported that Fox News and O'Reilly had settled 5 lawsuits involving claims of misconduct for around $13 million. What happens when a media titan falls from grace amid shocking allegations? This led to significant backlash, with over 60 advertisers withdrawing support from his show, drastically affecting revenue. On April 19, 2017, Fox News announced O'Reilly would not return after a brief vacation, following pressure from advertisers and public outcry. His departure marked a dramatic fall from grace for one of cable news' biggest stars. In his farewell, O'Reilly expressed disappointment over what he termed unfounded claims, but acknowledged his remarkable success at Fox, highlighting the changing landscape of media and the impact of the #MeToo movement. Roger Ailes. The mastermind behind Fox News' success, Roger Ailes, faced a downfall as dramatic as his rise. What accusations forced the powerful media mogul to resign? Roger Ailes, the founding president of Fox News Channel, was instrumental in transforming the network into a dominant force in American media from its launch in 1996 until his resignation in 2016. Hired by Rupert Murdoch, Ailes aimed to create a news outlet that resonated with conservative audiences, successfully making Fox News the most watched cable news network, often attracting over 2 million viewers daily. Under Ailes' leadership, Fox News became synonymous with right-leaning commentary and provocative programming, featuring influential hosts like Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity. However, Ailes' tenure was marred by serious controversy. In July 2016, former anchor Gretchen Carlson filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against him, alleging unwanted advances and career retaliation. How did one lawsuit expose a toxic culture at the heart of one of America's most influential networks? This lawsuit prompted other women to come forward with similar claims against Ailes, leading to increased media scrutiny and pressure from advertisers. Ultimately, Ailes resigned on July 21, 2016, marking a dramatic fall from grace for a once powerful figure in television news. His departure underscored significant issues of workplace culture and sexual harassment within the network. Ailes passed away on May 18, 2017, leaving a complex legacy defined by both his profound impact on cable news and the controversies of his leadership. Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly's confrontational style made headlines, but her departure was just as newsworthy. What controversies followed her from Fox News to NBC and beyond? Megyn Kelly began her career at Fox News in 2004, quickly establishing herself as a prominent figure through her incisive reporting and hard-hitting interviews. She co-anchored America's Newsroom, hosted America Live, and ultimately launched The Kelly File in 2013, which became one of the network's highest-rated programs. Kelly gained national attention for her confrontational questioning style, notably during the Republican debates and her exchanges with Donald Trump. However, her time at Fox was not without controversy. In 2016, she publicly accused Roger Ailes of sexual harassment, contributing to his resignation from the network. In January 2017, Kelly left Fox News for NBC, where she hosted Megyn Kelly Today. Despite initial excitement, the show faced criticism and low ratings, culminating in its cancellation in October 2018 after a controversial segment regarding blackface. Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck joined Fox News in 2009, hosting his eponymous show, Glenn Beck. His tenure at the network was characterized by his animated, often emotional style and his promotion of various conspiracy theories. Beck quickly became known for his use of chalkboards to illustrate complex narratives about government corruption and socialist agendas. Why did a highly rated host decide to walk away from the network that made him famous? Beck's time at Fox News was marked by controversy. He famously called President Obama a racist with a deep-seated hatred for white people, leading to an advertiser boycott. His inflammatory rhetoric and tendency to promote fringe ideas made him a polarizing figure, even within conservative circles. Despite high ratings, Beck left Fox News in 2011 amid speculation about tensions with network management. Ed Henry. Ed Henry's career at Fox News ended amidst serious allegations. What happened that caused his sudden dismissal? Ed Henry joined Fox News in 2011 as the chief White House correspondent and later co-hosted America's Newsroom, gaining recognition for his coverage of major political events. However, his tenure was overshadowed by controversy. In 2016, he was suspended for 4 months due to an affair with a Las Vegas cocktail waitress. On July 1, 2020, Henry was fired following an investigation into serious allegations of sexual misconduct, which he denied. These allegations included claims of sexual assault and harassment from former colleagues, resulting in lawsuits that damaged his reputation. After his dismissal, Henry largely retreated from public life, ending his media career. Eric Bolling. Eric Bolling was a vocal conservative voice, but accusations of inappropriate behavior led to his departure. What were the claims that brought him down? Eric Bolling joined Fox News in 2007, becoming a prominent figure as a co-host on The Five and later hosting The Specialists. Known for his strong conservative views, he was a vocal supporter of President Trump. In August 2017, allegations emerged that Bolling had sent unsolicited lewd photos to multiple female colleagues. Following these reports, Fox News suspended him pending an internal investigation. Bolling denied the claims and filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit against the reporter, which he later dropped. On September 8, 2017, Fox announced his departure, sparking discussions about workplace culture and accountability within the network. Lara Logan. Lara Logan's bold reporting style resonated with many, but her extreme comments led to her exit. What did she say that caused such backlash? Lara Logan gained prominence as a war correspondent before joining Fox News in January 2020. At Fox, she hosted the series Lara Logan Has No Agenda, where she tackled various topics, including immigration and socialism. Her reporting style and willingness to challenge mainstream narratives resonated with conservative audiences. However, Logan's time at Fox was marked by increasing controversy. In November 2021, during an appearance on Fox News, she made headlines for comparing Dr. Anthony Fauci to Nazi Dr. Joseph Mengele, which sparked widespread outrage. Following this incident, she was reportedly dumped by Fox and faced backlash from former colleagues and the media for her extreme comments and conspiracy theories. Lou Dobbs. Lou Dobbs' outspoken views made him a Fox News staple until a defamation lawsuit changed everything. What claims led to the cancellation of his show? Lou Dobbs, a prominent conservative political commentator, hosted Lou Dobbs Tonight on Fox Business from 2011 until his abrupt departure in 2021. Known for his outspoken views, Dobbs often echoed and amplified conspiracy theories, particularly around immigration and election fraud. Dobbs faced significant controversy following the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Dobbs was named in a defamation lawsuit filed by Smartmatic, a voting technology company, which accused him and Fox of promoting false claims about election fraud. The lawsuit contributed to the decision to cancel his show on February 5, 2021. Judge Jeanine Pirro. Judge Jeanine Pirro's fiery commentary often landed her in hot water. What controversies led to her temporary suspension and eventual departure? Jeanine Pirro, a former district attorney and judge, became a prominent figure on Fox News as the host of Justice with Judge Jeanine, airing from 2011 to 2022. Known for her fiery and unapologetic conservative commentary, Pirro was a staunch supporter of Donald Trump and often focused on issues like immigration, law enforcement, and the judiciary. She sparked controversy in 2019 when she questioned Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's loyalty to the U.S. based on her Muslim faith, leading to her temporary suspension from Fox. Pirro faced further criticism for promoting unfounded claims of election fraud after the 2020 election. Shepard Smith. Shepard Smith, a longtime anchor at Fox News since its inception in 1996, became known for his straightforward news delivery, often standing apart from the network's opinion-heavy content. What hidden tensions lay beneath the surface of Fox News as Smith navigated a sea of opinions? As the host of Shepard Smith Reporting, he focused on fact-based journalism, which sometimes clashed with the network's more conservative commentators. Smith faced backlash from some viewers and colleagues for criticizing figures like President Trump, particularly regarding the administration's handling of issues such as immigration and COVID-19. His open disagreements with opinion hosts like Sean Hannity created tension, and in 2019, Smith abruptly resigned, citing a desire for journalistic independence over internal conflicts. Melissa Francis. Melissa Francis brought financial expertise to Fox News, but her fight over gender pay disparities ended her tenure. What happened behind the scenes? Melissa Francis joined Fox News in 2012, quickly becoming a co-host on shows like Outnumbered and After the Bell. Known for her financial expertise and conservative commentary, Francis gained prominence discussing economic issues and political developments. However, her tenure at Fox ended abruptly in 2020 amid controversy. Reports surfaced that Francis had filed a complaint with the network over gender pay disparities, alleging that her male colleagues were paid significantly more for similar roles. Her sudden departure was never fully explained, but it sparked conversations about workplace equity and transparency at Fox News. Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo Rivera's moderate voice faced challenges at Fox News. What led to his dramatic exit after 22 years? Geraldo Rivera's exit from Fox News in 2023 marked the end of his 22-year tenure at the network, underscoring the challenges moderate voices face in a deeply divided media landscape. Rivera joined Fox in 2001 after a distinguished career at ABC News and hosting his own talk show. At Fox, he took on roles as a war correspondent, weekend anchor, and panelist on The Five. Rivera often clashed with his more conservative co-hosts, especially on topics like immigration and Trump. In June 2023, he announced via social media that he had been fired from The Five, prompting his departure from Fox News entirely. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Kimberly Guilfoyle's departure from Fox News in 2018 marked the end of her 12-year run at the network, where she had risen to prominence as a co-host on The Five and Outnumbered. What shocking allegations surrounded her departure, and how did they expose deeper issues at Fox News? Known for her strong conservative views and vocal support of Donald Trump, Guilfoyle became a popular figure among the network's right-leaning audience. However, her sudden exit came amid reports of internal investigations into allegations of inappropriate workplace behavior, including sexual harassment claims. Guilfoyle denied the allegations, but the controversy surrounding her departure raised questions about Fox News' internal culture and handling of misconduct complaints. Bob Beckel. Bob Beckel, the liberal voice on The Five, faced two abrupt exits. What personal and professional controversies did he encounter? Bob Beckel's time at Fox News was marked by his role as the liberal co-host on The Five, where he frequently sparred with his conservative colleagues. Joining the network in 2011, Beckel's outspoken, often controversial views made him a standout. However, his tenure at Fox was cut short twice. First in 2015 due to personal issues related to substance misuse, and again in 2017 after allegedly making a racially insensitive remark to a black employee. Beckel's abrupt exits highlighted the tension between his liberal perspective and Fox's predominantly conservative stance, as well as the network's handling of internal controversies. Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash's strong conservative opinions often sparked controversy. What remarks led to her polarizing stint at Fox News? Stacey Dash, best known for her acting career, joined Fox News as a contributor in 2014. Dash quickly gained attention for her strong conservative opinions, particularly on social issues like race and gender, often making headlines for her controversial remarks. In 2015, she faced backlash for suggesting that Black History Month and BET should be eliminated. Her comments sparked widespread criticism, particularly within the Black community. Dash's outspoken views and repeated controversies eventually led to her contract not being renewed in 2017, marking the end of her brief but highly polarizing stint at Fox News. Ralph Peters. Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters' shocking departure from Fox News in March 2018 garnered attention when he described the network as a propaganda machine for the Trump administration. A retired Army officer and a foreign policy analyst at Fox since 2009, Peters was known for his strong stances on national security and military issues. Over time, he grew increasingly critical of the network's portrayal of the Trump administration, particularly its approach to Russia. In a pointed email to his colleagues, Peters expressed concerns about the erosion of constitutional order and the rule of law. His exit underscored the internal conflict at Fox between those aligning with Trump's agenda and those advocating for a traditional conservative perspective. Trish Regan. Trish Regan's tenure at Fox News ended in March 2020, amid significant controversy following her comments on the COVID-19 pandemic. What did she say that led to the cancellation of her show? Joining the network in 2015, Regan initially gained prominence as a business correspondent and host of Trish Regan Primetime. Known for her outspoken views on economic issues, she faced backlash when she described the media's response to the coronavirus as an attempt to create hysteria. This statement drew criticism for downplaying the seriousness of the pandemic. Shortly after, her show was canceled, highlighting the network's struggle to balance provocative commentary with responsible reporting during a public health crisis. Andrea Tantaros. Andrea Tantaros's time at Fox News came to an abrupt end in April 2016, following a series of controversies surrounding her allegations of workplace harassment. A co-host on The Five and contributor since 2010, Tantaros was known for her strong conservative opinions and engaging style. In August 2016, she filed a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment against former CEO Roger Ailes and other executives, claiming that her complaints led to her being sidelined and ultimately removed from the air. The lawsuit described Fox News as a sex-fueled Playboy mansion-like cult, which drew significant media attention. Could Tantaros's explosive lawsuit expose a darker side of Fox News culture? Despite her allegations, the case was dismissed in May 2018 due to lack of factual support. Tantaros' departure underscored the challenges within the network regarding gender dynamics and accountability. The exits of these media titans have left a lasting impact on Fox News and the media landscape as a whole. What do you think about these dramatic exits from Fox News? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful stories. Thanks for watching.